Good morning, everyone. Parables of preparation. Are you ready? Here we go. That's a good one. Be prepared. Parables of preparation. So if we're going to prepare, we should understand and seek what our journey is going to be, and then maybe seek information along the road so we can be prepared. Like nowadays, we'll Google and find the way to get where we want to go or information about anything. In the old days, they had maps. You could read them and follow them and all this good stuff. But we had a destination. We wanted to go there. We wanted to find the best, most expedient route we could find. And it's really important. The parables that Jesus taught were, we went over this last time, but an earthly story with a heavenly meaning. So to begin to understand, there's more levels to see things than we're seeing them with our just physical eyes, okay? And so I want to go over this one parable, and it's called the pruner. It's in chapter 34 in the Aquarian Gospel. And so here's a little background on this, chapter 34. Jesus is in India, and he's about 16 years old. He's still a young man, but he's very enlightened. And he's traveling around, receiving and giving. So he goes to India, and he studies with all the masters and goes to different temples and things like this. And so this is one of his days. There was a celebration, a gala. And the priests and masters from all parts of India were there. They taught, but they embellished little truth with many words. Little truth with many words, okay? And Jesus went into an ancient plaza and he taught. He spoke of Father, Mother, God. He told about the brotherhood of life. A little simpler. The priests and all the people were astounded at his words and says, "Is this not Buddha come again to flesh? No other one could speak with such simplicity and power." Simplicity and power. Father, Mother, God. The brotherhood of life. Didn't Jesus continue this simple teaching the rest of his ministry? And we try to carry it on today, and it's a wonderful gift. So Jesus spoke a parable. The stage. There was a vineyard all unkept. The vines were high, the growth and leaves and branches great. The leaves were broad and shut out sunlight from the vines, and the grapes were sour and few and small. The pruner came, and with his sharp knife he cut off every branch, and not a leaf remained, just root and stalk, nothing more. We've all pruned things in our garden, haven't we? Trees, bushes, and things like that. And a lot of times when they're growing big, they get stagnant. And that's what this was a stagnant garden. There wasn't growth. The fruit was small, it was sour. The plants weren't living the way they came to live. So he cut off all the branches and all the leaves, and all that was left were these naked stalks and root. The busy neighbors came with one accord and were amazed and said to him who pruned, "You foolish man, the vineyard is spoiled." I was going, when I was reading this, it's like, the busy neighbors, I put busybodies. The busybodies were critical, and perhaps they hadn't done too much to keep the vineyard up, but aren't those always the ones to criticize or judge? So the busybodies came with one accord, criticism, and said, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Such desolation, there's no beauty left. And when the harvest time shall come, all the gatherers will find no fruit." The life of the vineyard is to produce the fruit. It's not to just be a pretty little garden with nice leaves and rich colors and stuff. Intention, purpose, path. The pruner said, Content yourselves with what you think. Come again at harvest time. So, once again, Jesus just presents a truth. Pruning is good. If you get it, great. If you don't, great. By the way, come back at harvest time and see what happens. And when the harvest time came, the busy neighbors came again. Surprise, surprise. So, what do you think those busybody neighbors found? A rich vineyard with new growth and branches and leaves with big old bunches of grapes on them. The naked stalks had put forth branch and leaf, and heavy clusters of delicious grapes weighed every branch to the earth. To cut back the old, allowing for the new. To let go of the stagnant, to make way for life. The gatherers rejoiced, and they carried the rich bounty to the storehouse. So it's a story, like he would tell stories that people could relate to. There were a lot of vineyards around. There just wasn't vineyards in Napa Valley. They were all over. And so just life, to begin to keep up with life, to take care of things. So he'd tell stories, and a story that they could relate to, but then let's take it another step. Then Jesus said, "Behold the vineyard of the Lord. The earth is spread with human vines." Oh, here we go. Human vines. The gorgeous forms and rites of men are branches, and their words are leaves. And these have grown so great that sunlight can no longer reach the heart. There's no fruit. The branches and leaves of man, the rites, the rituals, the dogma, the many words with little truth, had kept the light, had kept spirit from flowing to and through mankind. And we can look at our world today and see that happening across the board, not just in religion and spirituality, but everything. And what happens is man has created structure, and then structure is what separates us from one another and separates us from God. So to begin to look at structure and see how important it is, or does it really serve us? Does it serve our growth, or does it perpetuate our stagnation? For us to look at. Behold, the pruner comes, and with a two-edged knife, he cuts away the branches and the leaves of words. So what in essence is what he's doing, and this got him in trouble a lot, because he would say, maybe these teachings aren't serving you. They were serving the priesthood. They were serving entities. They were serving structure, but they weren't serving mankind. So he comes and he cuts his off, and naught is left but unclothed stalks of human life. And that's beautiful, 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 because we are these beautiful sons and daughters of God. We're beautiful in our own right. And what we've done is we have believed outer dogma, doctrine, teachings, words, and layered ourselves, put on this costume that doesn't even reflect who we are. As a matter of fact, it blocks our expression of who we are, because we have to express a certain way through certain channels to be accepted. So pruning is very important. The priests and they of pompous show rebuke the pruner, and they would stay his work. Once again, in Jesus' walk, he was always getting in trouble. He was getting in trouble for speaking the truth, for revealing the truth of who you are, brothers and sisters. You are sons and daughters of God. God's our Father. And he gave that truth to free mankind, to free us from the shackles of dogma and limitation. Really, to free us from ourselves as we've accepted false teachings and false identities. We're not being who we are. They see no beauty in the stalks of human life, of promises of fruit. What was important to the priests? The teachings of the temple, the positions that they held. They had put power outside into structure. They couldn't see the gift that humans bring to the planet. And just like that little baby, Willow, our hearts were all open every time she gurgled or made a sound. We see and feel the beauty of new life. And what's cool, uncluttered and unpolluted. And keep her that way, Chris. You see, when we say the children are the hope of the world, and so we want to keep them fresh and alive and let them be the unique selves that they are. The harvest time will come, and they who scorn the pruner will look again and be amazed, for they will see the human stalks that seem so lifeless bending low with precious fruit. I think it's important for us to begin to understand that if we encourage and support our human brothers and sisters, instead of supporting dogma, we'll see mankind blossom forth. You see, we free mankind to be. Each individual is unique, the individual, unique expression of God. And we should all be different. See, we should all be different. We shouldn't be homogenized and categorized. Being unique. So we begin to look at what limits our uniqueness, you see, and what supports our uniqueness. To begin to see the beauty in all of life, the beauty around us, to see the power of love within each heart, the power of love in each heart. And for Cindy to, when she taught, listen to the children, what are your dreams? She didn't give them a dream. Oh, you're going to sing a song. I love singing. So to support that soul, to support that little soul in singing, and support her all along the way. It's a wonderful gift that we have to share with one another. The children's place is among us. It's not just at the children's table. To begin to understand the gift that children bring, and to begin to allow them to begin to reveal that gift. It's a wonderful, so Jesus was preparing the people for the next leg of their journey. And he was in India, and this was chapter 34, and it's really neat. And so I got a lot out of it. But then when the chapter 35, it starts in, and he's talking with the sage of India, Vijayapati. And so he would always talk with these hierarchy of these countries, the 7 sages of the world, you know. And Vijayapati told him that in the age to come, the perfect age, you know, man can live these truths and live our light, live our love, live our uniqueness. But he says, this isn't the perfect age. This isn't a perfect age. See, Jesus came at the beginning of the preparation age. See, preparation age. To prepare us for now. And I think it's just so beautiful. You know, it's like, so 2,000 years later, okay, we've had a couple thousand years to get it right, to begin to get an understanding and knowing who we are, and then to begin to express it. And so that was the Piscean age. Piscean age was preparation age. Now we move into the Aquarian age, in the age of brotherhood. You see? Father, Mother, God, and the brotherhood of life. This is Jesus' teachings. You see? So as you move now into the age of Aquarius, and we say that's the age of enlightenment, because we can now receive that light. We could receive those truths. Where before we had too many leaves and branches blocking it. I don't know if I can go there. And so what we did is we didn't go there. But now we're in this beautiful, beautiful time of universal support. We're being streamed with light, and light bullets coming down and filling our bodies and quickening us. And in that process, revealing to us that which doesn't serve us. That which we could prune away. And by the way, we wouldn't miss it. We wouldn't miss it. I would venture to say that everyone here in this service tonight, this day, has pruned something in their life and don't even miss it. You know, and the farther down the road we go, we forget all about it. Because we're busy with life. We're busy with life, and that's the key to live life. So Jay was waking everybody up, and he went to India first, and then he goes to 6 other countries. And all the while just teaching the simple truths. The fatherhood of God, the brotherhood of man, and all life. Everywhere he went, he rocked the boat. And then kept moving. So it was this grand wake-up call. And the really cool words were, follow me. And not so much to follow Jesus, but the teachings of Jesus. And the teachings of Jesus are love. So love can be our guide, you see. I'll say this, love is our guide if we listen to it. If we listen to it. And sometimes it takes pruning and cutting away so that we can hear love and feel love. Sometimes when we prune in our life, have you ever pruned something out of your life and got criticized for it? Oh, I have. Okay, I'm the only one. All right. What are you doing, Patrick? You're crazy. When I started my wake-up soul journey, you know, I got the voice from God. And I was living up in Michigan, a very libertine lifestyle, which wasn't supporting my spirituality. You know, it's like, Spirit goes, how long are you going to keep doing this, Patrick? I heard that. In 3 days, I was living in Florida. In 3 days, the temple can be rebuilt. Different person. Different person. I allowed my spirit to come forth and to begin to start following the path that I came to walk. What are you doing that for, Patrick? You got it made. No, I don't have it made. I'm not living, you see. And so all of us, you know, it's like, here's an old one. I'll just say this. Say, did anybody ever quit drinking? And your drinking buddy said, what are you doing? You say, you quit going to the hangout? Hey, we don't see you around. It's not serving my spiritual path. Do you see what I'm saying? And we have to discipline ourselves. Follow our guidance and don't go, what am I doing? You see what I'm saying? Don't doubt ourselves. Within us, we got that voice from Spirit. Hey, it's time to quit this. It's time to leave. It's time to prune. We can prune bad habits. We can prune false identities. We can prune people from our life. We just have to be awake. We got to prune what's blocking the light or our truth so that we can express it. So instead of asking ourselves question when we're being questioned or judged or criticized, instead of saying, what am I doing? We could say, I know what I'm doing. It's time to prune. Those are real empowering words for us to speak. I know what I'm doing. It's time to prune. They're coming from within. When the words come within, they give us the strength to take the step. Jesus said the human spirit needs pruning time. And this takes us back to when he's talking to the people. The human spirit needs pruning time to let go of the rituals in our relationship with God. Let go of the rituals in our relationship with God. Ouch. You see? You know, I love InnerQuest is cool because we can say, yeah, I went out in the woods and did a hike so I could talk with God and be with God and feel God. You see? God is everywhere present. God is all loving and all knowing. And we have access to God all the time. So we can't feel bad. We can, but we don't have to feel bad anymore because we do know that God is everywhere present. It's not just in a church or a temple or a shrine. God's everywhere present. Rituals, rites, laws, covered with lots of words, dogma, keep the light from shining to the people and through the people. Keeps the light from shining to us and through us. See, when we allow the light to flow to us and through us, then we come into harmony with God. We're not separate. The beautiful teachings of Jesus are so simple. The path to God is easy if we just accept it. When Jesus was talking to Vijayapati, he was 16 years old. And he'd just done this and he's aware of a lot of stuff. And so he goes, wow, in the age to come, do you think we should like get rid of all the priests and throw out everything, all the rituals and sacrifices and all this stuff and everything? And it was just like a 16-year-old young man would say. You see, we have to realize that. God flowing through man, Christ. God flowed through Jesus, but he was 16 years old. And so he was impetuous sometimes, you see? And then Vijayapati said, no, we can't do that. In the perfect age, and we can do away with a lot of things, but right now, man is learning from those rituals. And really to begin to understand that the rituals that people do are outer symbols of an inner change or commitment. You see? That's what we can begin to look at. Not to just do something, but understand why we're doing it. Why we're doing it. I'm doing this to make me healthy. I'm doing this to make me happy. Not because somebody told me. We're not going to do it very long. And we all know that one. So when we begin to listen and go within and prune those voices and that dogma that keep us from following that inner guidance, now we're on the path. Fruits, the blessings in life come from nurturing man, not complying with rituals. How many believe that? Everybody raises their hand. Gosh, it's so cool, this audience. I just can't believe it. The blessings in life come from nurturing man, not from complying with rituals. You see? So simple things that, in Vijayapati, this is what it says to Jesus. He says, you're going to give 2 simple rituals in your teaching, Jesus, for this age, this preparation age. And the 2 that he gave for the preparation age was baptism and remembrance bread. So baptism, but with Jesus, baptism, okay, an outer symbol of an inner change. So to be baptized, why are you being baptized? I'm ready to get on with my life. I'm going to be alive. Okay? So, and also every day, we can baptize ourselves through contemplation and being aware. We can wash away. Did you see what I'm saying? We can wash away the stuff. We don't have to go to the river every day. One time here, there's this young guy, he was 13 or 14, this was years ago, he came in, well, I was talking to me, and got talking about baptism. He goes, yeah, I've been baptized about 17 times. He'd go to different churches. I mean, he was a seeker. He wanted to know God. I'm going to get baptized. You see? But he didn't get baptized in his heart. He got baptized in his head. So to begin to understand why we do things, why do we choose things? So he gave us the baptized, and that's what he wanted people to do. You know, think about what you're doing. This is a commitment. Everybody say, hey, didn't I see you getting baptized the other day? What you doing down the Silly's Roadhouse? You see? We're all in this together. We can help each other, not by condemning, but by supporting. You see? And then remember and spread communion. Remember who you are. First of all, remember who's your father. God is your father, and you are a child of God. To have that remembrance bread. That's what that was, to keep the memory, to keep the knowing in people's consciousness. And even though people did it unconsciously, the simple act kept them connected a little bit. But just think when we're aware. We have communion service here once a year when people are overcome emotionally, spiritually. It's a powerful thing. But we can have communion every day also in our meditations. We're going to meditate and go within our heart. To meditate and go within your heart. Our Father who is in heaven, who is within our heart, you see. To go in and commune with God within. The Father within who doeth the works. The Father within who speaks the words. We might have to prune those branches and leaves that keep us from going into our heart. Today we have some things, quick little things that we can do just to keep us from having to go through the drastic pruning. Okay? So one thing we can do is begin to live in a more unity consciousness, and what I mean by that is oneness consciousness. There's one God, God's our Father, and we all the family. That will solve a lot of problems, wouldn't it? To see people as our brothers and sisters. We got to get away from them and us. We are one. To begin to look at life through the eyes of love. God is love, we are love. Let that be our mantra. God is love, I am love. Okay? And God is in all things. Live following this guidance each day. Live following this guidance each day. When we follow our guidance each day, we don't have to know exactly where we're going, but since we're connected with God, we're going to end up where we're supposed to be. It's beautiful. And one time, we were watching a show, and there was a singer on it, and it was a competition show. And she was very thin and had cancer or something. And she was the most beautiful soul. You could see standing up, this little waif-like person, you know. And they was talking with her, and she was on her way out. But she wanted to sing the song. She was a writer. It's a beautiful song. She wrote the song and sang it. I mean, everybody in the whole place was like crying from joy. Not sad, joy. Simon gave her the golden buzzer. She didn't make it to the end of the show. You see? This is what when he says, how can you do this? Go on and write these beautiful words and sing the song. This is what she said. This is so powerful. Don't wait for life to get easy. Is that powerful? Don't wait for life to get easy. And here is someone who had created a hard row to hoe. Don't wait for life to get easy. When I get feeling better, I'll write some songs. That was a beautiful, transforming experience I'll never forget. I also want to share those words. Some of you might saw it. Don't wait for life to get easy. And I think every one of us has waited for life to get easy at some aspect in our life. We have to live life, live it. And to be honest with ourselves, we will be honest with others. And then one of the most powerful things that we can do is to be kind. Be kind. Kindness is goodwill, and kindness is God's will. Kindness is the will of God. Be kind to yourself and be kind to life. Let's go within. So as you close your eyes, I want you to just breathe. And as you breathe, just feel the love of God just pouring into your body, pouring into your temple. And feel your heart beginning to grow and expand. Take your awareness to your heart. And as your heart expands, a beautiful garden appears. And I want you to enter into the garden of your heart. And notice how beautiful your garden is. And notice that everything in your garden is to support you on your journey. And as you walk around your garden, just look at it, love it, honor it, respect it. And then look out beyond your garden and notice an overgrown forest or jungle or field. And notice how haphazard and chaotic it looks. Now look back at your garden and look at the beauty and divine order that is within you to support you. Remember, you can always go to the garden of your heart and feel the love and support and the nurturing of the Father within. Don't look out. Look within. And just breathe and just feel the love that surrounds you, that holds you, that supports you now. God is love, and I am love. God is love, and I am love. God is love, and I am love. Breathe. Feel your unique vibration of love sitting in your chair in this room now. Just be aware of the presence of love radiating from your body. Be still and know this is who you are. God's love made manifest. Take a breath. Gently wiggle your toes and fingers. And gently open your eyes. It's nice to know we have this beautiful safe haven to go to anytime we choose. We just have to choose. You know, I have 3 words all the time, which I've learned from Rachel's dad. Thank you, Rachel's dad. My 3 words today You are enough. Stripped down of all the leaves and branches that block your light. You are enough. You are enough. Everybody say that out loud. I am enough. Thank you.